Hi, good evening. My name is Colin Ong. You can contact me at ColinOngTS@hotmail.com. I have been asked many times to simplify the concept of market failure for students who are revising microeconomics for A levels. When you're thinking about market failure, you have to start thinking going all the way back to what we call the price mechanism. Now, the simple way of thinking about price mechanism is demand supply, private supply come together with a clearing price. Now, what if I tell you that privately the consumer and the supplier, when they come together to transact goods or services, right? Correct? They do not take into account externalities. Externalities could be assuming bad externalities, like if I were to want to repair my car and I go to a garage, I go to a car mechanic at 11 p.m. I pay a person a certain sum of money, like $100 for a person to repair my car at 11 p.m. because I badly need it 7 a.m. tomorrow. Maybe I'm going to Malaysia. Now, in the process of the person servicing my car, the person may be creating noise pollution, and the surrounding area, the surrounding area, there are residents who are living near to the car mechanic shop, and they cannot sleep because it takes about 3 hours to service my car right up to 2 a.m. in the morning. Correct. For me, I don't care because I need the car. So I'll be just sitting outside the car mechanic shop. But the surrounding people around that area, they can't sleep. So the government must do something about it. It could be a resident will complain, the police will come, the cops will come, the cops will the cops could have done some other stuff, but because of the residents' complaint, they'll come and then they tell the car mechanic, you have to make sure that you don't disturb the residents. Because if you disturb residents after maybe 11:30 p.m., you may get a fine. So the police is represents the government who intervenes, correct? And the mechanic will say that, okay, I'm going to service inside my shop, but because it's very uncomfortable, I may have to put in air condition and all that because it's very uncomfortable. The car mechanic may increase the price to me, the consumer, because of the added stress. And maybe when I look at the price, I tell myself that in future I will not want to service my car at such a late hour. Okay. Another way is perhaps during the exams, uh, a lot of people may find it important to want to revise their examinations, and maybe the government would try to persuade the library to open later so that more residents can actually study in the library, which is more conducive to prepare for the final exams. Now, opening the library later means that the staff, the staff have to stay in longer. Maybe the lighting will be more expensive, and the government will feel that this is worth it, so they intervene. Or maybe in a positive way, the government feels that there's certain food or there's certain healthy diet that they hope students would want to eat during recess time. So the government will subsidize. So market failure basically is the government entering into an agreed private relationship between the demand and supply, and the government will find ways of either taxing something that they feel should be a higher price and less of it is done to affect the community, or the government could subsidize, or the government perhaps could ban. And there's this term called David law. David laws is this economic concept where when the government intervenes, both the consumer and producer will lose a bit. Because if they didn't lose, then why wouldn't the new price be the original price that they were transacted? So David laws means that when the government intervenes, the benefits of the consumer or the producer will be less. So those of you who are interested in understanding market failure should also understand the concept that when the government intervenes, they have to find ways of getting resources to intervene. And sometimes these resources could have been meant for um, other national interests. So we call that the trade-off. Yeah, and the government needs to decide on that. And that's in macroeconomics, we call that fiscal policy. Another thing that you need to also understand is that there are certain things that the government need not want to intervene. And the reason is because maybe it is too complex. There are many variables that affect why certain situation happens. And one very, very important area, I guess, is Singaporeans get married and having bigger families. If you need more help, can you please email me, ColinOngTS@hotmail.com. I'm an experienced tuition teacher. I teach economics, general paper, business studies, and O-level English. Thank you.